guys, welcome back to Audio.etc. Today I just want to make a real quick video showing you a real helpful tip for installing speakers into a car. So today I've got a Nissan Pulsar, and the main reason I'm making this video is because it's focused around situations where you go to install a speaker and you've got yourself a random plug here. Now there are various different ways you could wire up a new speaker to this. You could cut the wires off, put some crimps on and then plug them onto the speaker. You could cut them and solder on the looms that come with the speakers just so that they plug straight on, or you could even solder the wires straight onto the speaker. But what I'm going to do to make it just, look a bit more professional and also help with installation and make it really easy to disconnect them if needed, is I'm actually going to take this white plug, which is on this factory destroyed 6x4, take that off there and attach it to the new speaker, and then it will plug straight on. Right, so as I said, I'm going to take this white plug off here and mount it on the back of this Rockford Fosgate speaker. So to starters, what we want to do is get our soldering iron, get some actual cable. So I'm just going to untack the Fabian wires. They're just soldered on there at the moment, so all I have to do is heat it up, melt the solder, and then just push back on the Fabian wire until it comes out, like that. So that's one that's come out. Now the other one. There, and that's two. Okay, so that's the speaker disconnected from the plug. Now, okay, so in order to get this plug off, they're usually relatively simple. Okay, so to get this plug off, it's relatively simple. All I have to do is get my little flat blade, shove it in between the metal and the plastic and twist, and that breaks the little clip which is holding it on, and then you just push it back a bit further and they generally just slide off the back, just like that, and now we've got ourselves a plug. That can go aside, don't need that anymore. So now we've got our terminals and some more plastic on the bottom that we're going to get rid of. One thing I didn't show you guys that I had already tested was figuring out which side was positive and negative. I know for a fact on these speakers, and it's actually a general rule of thumb with most speakers, you'll see it with aftermarket ones as well, if you're looking from behind the speaker, with the terminals at the bottom, generally the right hand side is the positive, but it's always worth checking that to make sure you get your phase around the right way. But I have already tested it, so I know that this side is positive, so I know that terminal there is going to be the positive one, and that's what I'm going to solder to the positive terminal of the Rockford Fosgate speaker. Right, so in order for this to fit on, I'm going to have to get rid of some of the plastic surrounding this because otherwise it won't quite reach. So I'm just going to start by snipping off some of this plastic with my side cutters. Get rid of these big wings, we don't need them, and then also the front of it, we don't need that. Sometimes I go a bit further and I get the power file onto this and smooth this whole bottom down, but I'm not going to need to worry about that today. So now we've just got ourselves a couple of wings. Is that in focus? So now we just got ourselves a couple of wings that can be soldered on, and I still remember this side is the positive, so that's going to go to the positive terminal on my Rockford Fosgate speaker. So now, the next bit probably is the trickiest bit, but it really isn't that hard. We've got our terminal, some solder, soldering iron. Okay, let's start by putting some solder on the speaker itself. What you kind of want is not to melt the whole lot, you just want to make yourself a blob sitting on top because that's going to rise up and reach the connector. Same on both sides. You can do this either on the actual terminal posts themselves or you can do it on the flat bases. I like to do it on the flat bases just because that means that it can still be connected to a regular speaker connector. And then we want to do the same on this little plug. This one can be harder. Sometimes gravity has its way and the blobs like to go to the bottom. Oh, and sometimes gravity knocks it over completely. If you just give it enough solder, eventually you'll get there. Oh, for God's sake. Once you get in the right position, just give it a quick blow dry. Okay, so now we've got ourselves a good blob on the bottom of that one. important to have quite a decent amount. A, just so that the connection is good and strong, because you're going to be putting a fair bit of, you know, not weight, but resistance on it. And also, because having a nice big blob is going to mean that the two are going to reach each other really easy, and you're not going to have troubles with trying to solder it together. It's just going to be easier. Okay, there we go. So we've got two big blobs on there, two big blobs on the speaker. Orientate it the right way around. You don't want to get this part wrong. Positive goes to the positive, negative goes to the negative. So now, if I just sort of position that with my hands in a way that I'm going to be happy, and then start melting the solder just from the top of the terminal, and that will eventually go through underneath and melt the solder that's on the speaker as well. Yep, there we go. Okay, that's already secured now, just with one. Now we do the other side. You have to watch it and like see when the solder on the terminal goes liquidified, and that's when you know it's connected. Give it a blow dry. You don't want it to stay melted for too long. Okay, now we've got ourselves a mounting post soldered straight onto the terminal. Okay, so now we've got a terminal all mounted on there, nice and secure, not going to go anywhere. Strong conducting connection, and also we know that the phase is around the right way. So connecting the speaker up now, it's just as easy as that. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, guys. Hope it's been useful to you in some way. If you enjoyed it, slam that like button, and if you enjoy seeing these sorts of videos where I help you guys out with car audio installations, make sure to subscribe to my channel, because I'll have plenty more coming out in the future. And have a good rest of your day. Cheers.